Hello, my friends, and my name is Adrian, and not Asian, but Adrian, and I guess I'm gonna start a YouTube channel for drawing and games and all that kind of jazz, and it's gonna be pretty cool, I guess. While doing all those things, I'm gonna basically be a pyrocynical and leafy clone. You know, just another one among the thousands. Well, I have nothing else to do, so. Also, I want to apologize for the really terrible audio quality, because it is terrible. Like, I'm using some software that I'm not going to tell you where I got it, but it's not exactly, like, amazing. And I don't have, like, a microphone or anything like that to be using, so I'm just using my laptop's, default, I guess. But, anywho, I have to draw, Captain Falcon from Super Smash Brothers, like, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And I guess Project M, you guess that too, or count that too, but I sold my soul in order to buy a 3DS so I could get Smash 4, and then I realized it's basically just fancier Brawl. It's terrible. But, hey, at least I can play it at lunch with all the other dweebs, you know? Which I couldn't do with Melee or Project M, because, you know, I'm not gonna fucking carry a TV everywhere. Alright. Also, I'm just gonna say this right off the bat. Despite sounding like 20, I am not. So, I'm gonna just put that there, so y'all know where I'm coming from. I'm not sure what to use as a reference image. I don't even know what I want to draw him doing. I guess just sitting at a table or some shit. I'm not gonna put him in his signature poses, that would be boring. Perfect. No. Fuck. I don't know what to do. The fuck do I do? Let's see. I'll just do this. Because it's like, nah, that's shit. Sorry for being so, like, boring and all that shit. I just want to find the right thing. I need to find some kind of... This reminds me of the Weapon of the fucking latex guy with the giant ass dick and balloons. It was fucking hilarious. I don't, Oh, is that... Yeah, that's his hand. I thought Captain Falcon was taking a shit in the middle of the fucking air or some shit. I mean, I would say that's pretty cool, but... What the fuck is the helmet? What the fuck is this? This is like a... That's not even the right... Triggered. This will do. It's simplified. Alright, now, for those of you that actually are still here and listening, and want to know more about me, I am a I'm 16 now actually. 16-year-old from Michigan, and I've made a couple things. Like a few years ago, I made this really shitty movie with a bunch of people, and that was like I forget what it was called. Something William Veronicus. I don't know. It was some shit about a detective. If I still have that up, I'd be surprised. But go check that out. I'm sure you can fucking edit in Windows Movie Maker. Good shit. Put some memes in. Quality. But other than that, I have never made like anything that I've shown to many people other than this art, and even that isn't really noticed by a whole lot of people. So by doing this, I kind of hope to, let more people know, hey, I do art and shit art, but only when I want to. That's a lie. But anywho, I say anywho, don't worry about it. I have a couple friends that may or may not later be on the show. I may have said that in an earlier video, but I'm also not sure, because I have not made a video in like years, and I'm not sure if I have a channel where anything else is still up. Shit. Man, it's hard to draw and focus on talking to someone who is not even here. Because you're not being asked questions. Never really thought about it that way before, but it's true. Let's see, what else do I talk about? Other than art, I kind of hope to later maybe do some stuff with music, because I play like 5 different instruments. I play piano, cornet, guitar, oh yeah, and piano, guitar, cornet. I sing a little bit, but not often. Shit. Does a GameCube controller count as an instrument? I mean, if it did, I'd probably be thrown in jail for ever trying to play it. Probably rupture people's eardrums. That aside, I also play bass a little bit. I've been learning. None of these things are things that I am amazing at. Piano is probably my best instrument, and then cornet after that. I'm in the band for school, so that's where that comes in. And shit. Oh yeah, ukulele. I also play ukulele. And I literally just look over and see the ukulele lying on the floor. Like, I also play a lot of older games. I'm not sure if I'm ever going to have a way to record those, but if I do, then maybe I'll have some friends over sometime and play those. That's about it for instruments and other stuff, but I'm sure maybe sometime in the future I'll have some other random shit I can't even think of right now. Maybe I'll actually make another movie and actually write a good script. Well, put parentheses, not parentheses, quotation marks, that's the one. Put those around the good part. But maybe I'll write a movie script thing, words, on a piece of paper. For a movie. Who knows? Fuck, I don't know what else to talk about again. Sorry, I'm new to this whole talking to literally nobody thing. That's also a lie. I guess I'll just list off my gaming systems because I can't think of anything else. Let's see, I own a, well, I mean if iPad counts, I'm pretty good at demo and shit like that. Citus, I am terrible at. I have an Xbox 360 from like 4 years ago. My favorite game, I'm not shitting you, from like 2000 whatever the year I got the Xbox was, to like 2 years ago, maybe 3, maybe 4, I don't fucking know, was Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts. Now, I know how terrible that game is, but I learned a lesson from liking that game. I actually cried, like, when I was younger, when one of my copies broke, and I bought another copy of Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts. Now, I'm gonna ask you not to leave and spam hate comments for this. I'm gonna tell you that whatever games you enjoy, I mean, good for you. You enjoy something, you know? Like, I enjoyed the game even though there were hundreds of better games that I did not even know existed. So, life lesson here, just enjoy them. I mean, as long as you can. Because later you're gonna learn that they're absolutely terrible compared to other ones. And someone, somewhere, will eventually hate them. In my case, most people that enjoy Banjo-Kazooie actually do hate that, and I can't agree with them. But still, I own a well, my brother has an Xbox One. They use controllers for Dark Souls, and obviously, I own a laptop. Not a actual tower. I plan on, like, saving up for one of those later. But I'm currently paying myself off debt for a 3DS. Woohoo! Shout out to Spencer, who probably none of you know, for lending me $100 to get that. I also own a N64, or my friend does, and he gave it to me. 2 DS's, not any 2DS is, but I own a 2DS and, I own a DS and another DS, and I used to have a silver Game Boy, which I probably should have kept, instead of, like, just trading it off for, like, some candy or some shit, because now they're selling for, like, $100+ in locations, but, I mean, whatever. And that's gone, but I have what? The headphones?
I got washed and dried.
That's cool. I wonder if they still work. Man, so that's where my headphones have been the last few weeks. Cool. What was I saying? Oh yeah. I also own... Let's see. I mean, a Leapfrog. You know, revolutionary gaming device. Oh, and a Wii, of course. Which also functions as a GameCube, as I recently found out. I mean, kind of retarded for not noticing the memory slot and the 4 controller ports on top, but hey, I mean, they were covered by, like, bendy back things, you know? The things that bend back and you can plug shit in. I own... Oh yeah, one more thing, what's it called? A vaporizer? Vapor... Oh yeah, a humidifier. Hashtag Vape Nation. And I have a GameCube controller that I bought off of my friend for like $10 and a drawing. That's about it in gaming. I mean, oh yeah, since I have nothing else to talk about, I'll talk about my favorite games. Oh, by the way, if you don't know what Super Smash Brothers is, or you're not like grossly obsessed with it, you should probably just leave now, because that's gonna be like a lot of what I talk about here, and I'm not doing much other than, you know, art and talking. So, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, I discovered Super Smash Brothers with my friends like 4, 5, 6, it's probably more like 7 months ago now, and I was really, really bad at it. I only knew, quote, this is a quote from myself, how to play Marth. Now, I didn't know what any buttons did, and I was not playing with a GameCube controller. I was playing with shit like Wiimotes and, you know, like the Wii controllers, right? That they have. And we weren't playing Melee, mind you. We weren't playing Brawl either, but we were playing like Project M, which is pretend Melee, basically. I'm not dissing all those people who play Project M and Legacy. All those guys are awesome, and I still play Project M whenever my friends come over, but I'm honestly more of a Melee guy. So we just played for like months on end, and I got really kind of weirded out that they were so like good. Of course, you know, like, oh gosh darn, these guys really know what they're doing. I wonder how I can get like that. How can I become a Super Smash Brother amazing person? And then Brody introduced me to 40 Fridays, which is, for any of you that don't know or care and are still here, is Mango, who is, or used to be, now it's H-Fox, I guess, what the fuck, the greatest Melee player of all time. Maybe I'm getting that title wrong, but I don't care. He was fucking awesome. And 40 Fridays are a thing where, basically, now, what they are is, people pay to see Mango drunk, right? And then he goes off and he plays Melee or some other game, right? Most of the time it's Melee. At least I think. And I learned that Falco had some awesome stuff you could do, and so did Fox and Captain Falcon, and I slowly started thinking about how all these different characters could be taken advantage of, and like all these secret tactics that are used, and I started learning controller combinations and really trying to get good at this game, right? For no real reason, but I mean, hey, I had nothing to do. So, for days on end, I would just sit and, like, watch Mango's streams and, like, events that had happened, tournaments, you know, and how to get good, like, video tutorials on Super Smash Bros., Project M, and Melee. So, eventually I stopped playing Marth, like, altogether. Not because I disliked him, but because I was actually interested in the rest of the game. And after that is kind of just upwards hill towards, you know, wave shining and shit like that. And now, whereas they used to be able, they, referring to my older friends, used to be able to beat me, like, 4-0 easy game, you know, like, fucking, what was I gonna say? Shit. Easy game, like, I would never win. That's basically what I'm trying to say. They would just beat my ass. Now, I have, like, all this shit down, and they're like, hey, that's pretty good. I'm like, shit. Thanks. And then we keep playing, but, I've really enjoyed, like, everything in the Smash community, even the most cancerous people in times, and it's kind of, like, become a heartfelt thing for me now. Like, even if the community is totally cancer, I really enjoy everything about Super Smash Bros. Because I've learned so much about it, and I've played so long, and so much, and I know so much that it's like, it'd be useless for me to not like it, you know? Like, crap. It's pretty cool. That there's all this stuff that can be, like, done and changed, because it's an awesome game with literally endless possibility for an outcome of a match in a game, you know? But then I moved from Project M to actual Melee, because I had found out that my friend Brody actually had a copy of the older physical game, and I was very surprised, because, like, you can actually buy those kinds of copies, or not those kinds of copies, but the game itself for, like, hundreds of dollars now. Maybe it was last back when he told me that he actually had the game, but I don't know. They're very expensive and rare to come across nowadays for me. You could probably buy a loose copy for like $10 though. Because some people just don't know what they're talking about when it comes to the game, and they're like, hey, I haven't played this in like literally years. Why don't you take it? Oh, sure. I mean, that may never happen outside of like small towns like where I live, but it's happened here. What the fuck was I stuck on? Oh yeah, Melee. So, as soon as I got on, I immediately noticed, shit, this roster is empty, and I need to go do shit in order to get it. So, I spent like maybe 5 or 6 hours a day just figuring out what the fuck I needed to do to get new characters, and I'm not good. I'm just not good when I start this. Or probably even now compared to like anyone else who's actually trying to play the game. I'm not super serious about it. I just like the game a whole lot. So I start unlocking characters and all that jazz, and then like a day or two later, I come over to my friend's house, or he comes over mine, and he's like, Adrian, I thought you said you unlocked all the characters. And I'm like, but, well, not all of them, but like a few of them. And he's like, they're all gone. Why? And it's not exactly like that. It's more like I looked at the roster as soon as I took the card out, because I was trying to get 20 XXTE or some shit like that. It's some melee mod that allows you to unlock characters, get different costumes, shit like that. And turns out I had fucked up the save, so I only had Game & Watch unlocked for some reason. And whenever we exited a match, it would tell us that the data was corrupted. So, I mean, Game & Watch is the last character you can actually unlock in Melee. So, it was real weird when we first started up. It's like, Adrian, how long have you been playing this game? Like, are you an MLG hacksaw? Because, and, you know, shit. It was a bad time. It was very annoying. We exited out of that, and then I actually tried fixing the saves and all that, and then eventually we just decided, you know what, fuck it, let's format the card. And then I started unlocking characters again. And the day after, I actually got to the Ganondorf point, and I'm like, oh shit, why are all the characters gone? Fuck all the data. I look up why everything might be missing. Turns out, if you take the GameCube memory card out of the actual Wii or GameCube you have and then just put it back in, it formats it. It erases everything on the card. At least I think it does, so that's why all my characters were missing. Fun times, let me tell you. Probably shouldn't have been messing with mods for Melee. It's already a perfect game, you know. Aside from the fans and I don't know. Maybe characters like Fox, you know, they have things you can do that you probably shouldn't be able to. But it's only if you're skilled that you're actually able to pull them off anyway, so I don't know. Don't tell me anything, don't listen to me when I'm talking about things that should be changed, because I don't actually know. I don't know anything about it. I just play it sometimes, and I'm like, hey, I am playing this game. Direct quote from me. Gosh, I sure have said a lot. Alright, since we're on the topic of Super Smash Brothers, let me tell you something right now. Brawl is a disappointment. Smash 4 is a disappointment. Everything new about the Smash Bros. Franchise that isn't like Melee is disappointing to me. Not because they changed the style of the gameplay. Well, yeah, actually, that exactly, but it's more like, have you ever had one kind of candy or some shit, like maybe done something really fun, and then they came out with like a newer and changed version of it, or like an older and changed version of it, and it's completely different. Like, the two have the same name, the two have the same kind of look or style maybe, but they are not the same, and you wish that one was like better, like the better one. That's pretty much everybody who has ever played and enjoyed Smash Bros. Melee on the topic of Brawl and Smash 4. Now, Brawl has Project M for it, right? Like, it was a modification that you used an SD card for to turn Brawl into Melee, basically. And people are saying that, hey, we should just be happy with this. We should just, like, let Smash 4 players be Smash 4 players. And I'm just saying, like, but when you take everything competitive from the game and try and put a competitive label on it, it's just going to make everyone upset. like, you are actually turning the game into fancier Brawl. And I hate it. There's not much else I can say for that. It's just, sorry for turning this drawing, like, thing into a rant about Smash 4 and maybe Brawl. A lot of Brawl, but everybody is upset with Brawl. Into, like, if I could think, but it's like, shit, my dude, I just spent a lot of money purchasing Smash 4, and now I'm very upsetty, even though I can still play Melee on my Wii and Project M on my Wii. I'd rather have the ability to play shit like Melee on newer shit, you know? It'd be real cool, like, and I'd be like, oh damn, that's cool. And everybody else would be like, hey, that's pretty good. So, I mean, I don't know if anybody is gonna see this or care, but this drawing rant thing that has been made now, please give me back my Melee. I don't want Smash 4 anymore. And I can't help the fact I've purchased it. I was just in the moment, you know, my man. And like I was talking about earlier, I can't actually bring in Melee. I don't have a tiny TV to play Melee on, and I don't have a portable GameCube or a portable outlet. And my school wouldn't let me do that. Like, I don't know. This fuck. Also, please let me know in the comments whatever else you might want me to draw, because, you know, drawing Captain Falcon over and over will eventually bore me, even though I know his luscious helmet is pretty cool. And sorry for saying so much. I just need to take a moment to think about what to say sometimes. And it's awkward if I don't fill it up with something like, you know, gotta make those guttural sounds, or gush, or whatever fucking word is. Toya. Some of my other favorite games, though, because I have nothing to talk about other than games, like everybody else on YouTube, would be Donkey Kong Country 2 and 3, Castlevania for the Game Boy, like, these are all Game Boy games currently, Mario for 64, and also DS, because with the DS you can unlock Luigi and all that shit. And Mario, maybe, I think. It's pretty cool. Yoshi. Demo for the iPad, and I know that's a normie game, but hey, I don't care. It's a cool game. Check it out. Let's look outside on my Steam games to see what other game. Oh yeah, Undertale. Lots of that. I recently started playing this one. I play Weibo games a lot. I have a few hours on this. I really enjoy Skyrim, but only with 1,000+ mods. Dark Souls. I mean, they're alright. I use Cheat Engine for those, though, because I'm too lazy to die on repeat and get back my souls and actually try at the game and level up and shit, but I kind of want to go through the story, but in the end, this, like, cheats ruin the game for me, so I don't know what to do. I'm just kind of at an impasse for that series. let's see. I have a couple Fallouts. I only play Hearthstone when I'm very, very bored. This is a cool game. Osu, I am not great at, even though I have, like, this drawing pad that I can move shit around with and all that, right? Just listen to this. That's not my mouse for your information, but it is in fact a pen-type thing on a surface. It's pretty cool. It's what I use to draw, in case the name drawing tablet doesn't already give that away. Well, I'm getting bored of drawing Captain Falcon, so let's do some other shit, like, yeah, pen drawings. Woohoo. Well, let's talk about favorite movies, because, again, I have, nothing to do, and I have no ideas on what to draw, so, one of my favorite movies is Django Unchained. You know, the German guy is, probably my favorite character out of any movie I've ever watched. Gosh, talking while drawing really is hard. Especially after I went on that Brawl rant earlier and I can't think of anything else to talk about. Gosh, Brawl just sm4sh makes me so angry. Gosh, just... you know? Other things that make me angry, let's see. So, I told you I was in I was in the band for high school, right? Well, maybe I didn't say high school specifically, but that's where I am. So, for the last, like, 6 years or so, I've been forced to be in the band. And, I mean, I kinda, sort of learned to like it. Like, I enjoyed, or I tolerated most of it, but I enjoyed specific parts of it, like, maybe sometimes the people would get together and do something stupid, you know? And those are memories I will always cherish, but for the most part, it's just, I can't deal with it. Like, they force you to go through 9 weeks of marching in order to get to the concert season, right? And that's a lot of what I dislike, but the rest of it is also, like, the teachers, they aren't bad, but they talk for, well, one of them talks for a long time in specific, and they're both very nice, but sometimes it's very hard to not fall over in my chair, you know, and just, like, shut my eyes for a few seconds. Because they are not the most interesting of people on the planet. And, I plan on actually quitting band next year. It's very surprising for me, because, like, I never thought I'd be able to, but I guess I can now, so that's cool. Even though parts of it are not cool, like I won't be able to talk to people there anymore, but hey, it's life, right? Equivalent exchange in a sense, like Full Metal Alchemist style. I am currently taking piano lessons every Tuesday, so that's cool. And I don't take any lessons for guitar or ukulele, but I mean, I know how to play them, and I teach myself how to play them most of the time, and if I want to play a cool song, I'll just be like, hey, let's learn that so we can play it, you know? It's pretty cool. For me. Art. I mean, that's what we're doing right now, right? Ow, shit. Random ringing in my ear. Hope I don't get an aneurysm, because that'd be bad while I was recording. Art is what we're doing right now, right? At least I'm pretty sure so. I learned art through just sitting down and, like, I mean, I started off with drawing random-ass anime girls that I found on, like, Google Images. I mean, what am I doing now? I'm drawing random-ass Captain Falcon images through images on Google as reference, right? It's basically the same fucking thing. I mean, Captain Falcon is sexier than any anime girl I can ever imagine. He was from an anime, too. At least I think. A game, too, but, I mean, let's be honest here. The game was probably based on the anime. Everything in real life is just based off of anime, right? So, where the fuck did I actually start off with in this conversation with myself? Oh yeah, drawing. So, I got to the point where I am now through reference images of anime girls on Google, and then I started going up to higher places, like actually drawing for myself through, like, just memory and shapes, you know? Just drawing random shit that I remember and thought was cool and imagined. And then I started drawing with my mouse, which I know is a terrible idea, but I just started drawing in, like, Krita, which is a free art program. If you don't have anything that's, like, paid, you should definitely check it out. It was good for a very long while, but it just ran very, very slowly on my computer. And I'm not saying this, like, a bad thing, because at the time I was using, like, a Vista, and it was absolutely terrible for anything. Like, it ran Skyrim, but I'm not sure how. I'm not even sure how it turned on. But it somehow did me a good, like, half a year's work of art, and that was a cool time, because it was, like, some of the first actual, like, imaginative stuff that I ever did, because most of the time on paper, when I was just working with that, like, nothing else except for just sketchbooks and, like, notes and all that on how to do stuff better, I finally started thinking, you know, I'm done drawing other people's stuff over again. I'm gonna make my own stuff, because, I mean, that's what I should progress onto, right? Just naturally. So, here I am now doing this sort of shit. The fuck was I gonna say? Oh yeah. My grandpa, for, like, Christmas a year or two ago, I think it was this one, I don't know, he bought me Manga Studio 5, I believe it is. Let me get the box. I don't need to, I'm just gonna tell you. It is Manga Studio 5, the standard in manga and comic illustration, and it's like, it has Weeaboo box cart on the front, and in the slide that it has on the box, but for the drawing tablet, he got me an Intuos Wacom, and it works really, really well. Like, I couldn't even imagine using anything else now, because, like, Holy shit. It's just probably the best thing I've ever used to draw, period. Like, I was drawing with my iPad like a year ago, 2 years ago. I'm not sure when I said I was using the Vista, but it was like a year or 2 or 3 ago, in the summer at my dad's. And I'm not sure how long it lasted like that either, but after I got an iPad and realized I could pay to use an art program on that, I moved on to that, and I had some of my art there, and then I started actually using paper more often, and like pens and ink pens and pastels, you know, everything that I was being given because everybody wanted to see more of my art. And I eventually decided that I wanted to get something that I could actually frequently and easily make art on, instead of like having to work my way around things like you know, conversion and sharing images with people, which was easier on the iPad, I'll admit, but like with paper, you only get one copy of the art unless you actually make more copies, which I was too lazy to do, I'll be honest, and take pictures, which is not great for paper, because if you don't have an amazing camera, it's just going to turn out pretty weird looking for you. Like, you're always going to have that one thing, that one detail that's missing from the picture, because it's not like being seen by the eye, it's being seen by the camera and then the eye. So it's always going to turn out weird for you. At least it does for me. I don't know about you. I should probably stop telling you what should and shouldn't be perceived by you the same way. Yeah. Anywho, my grandpa bought me this, and then I started thinking, hey, you know, maybe lots of people will like my art, maybe a few will, maybe nobody will care, but either way, I'm gonna start, like, advertising myself more, because I want more ideas, at least, for art, if not commissions. So, here I am. I've finally made some kind of thing where people on the internet can say, my lord, either that art is really, really shitty, or that art is really, really not as shitty as some other people might say, you know? So I decided, hey, since it would be awkward just for me to make art and then, like, leave it with no voice, so I'll talk instead. So if they want to listen to me ramble on about Smash Brothers for whatever reason, because, you know, people who tune into artists very obviously want to listen to a like 16-year-old kid ramble on about Smash Brothers, they can. And if they don't, well, leave, or leave a comment, or leave a dislike, whichever of those options you want, or literally just press the mute button and watch me draw instead. But there's going to be random intervals in between which I take to do other things, right? Not 100% of my channel is going to be drawing either. At least I don't think it is. It's really about everything that I wanted to cover or talk about in this opening thing. But let's talk about things outside of like talents that I have, like drawing and music and shit, like, and games. No games, because we already covered all that shit. So social life, I would laugh if I didn't want to not laugh. But I don't really have one, a whole lot of one at least. I mean, I have several friends, but none of them have social lives either. I mean, it's kind of just a thing that we don't really talk to each other that much outside of school. I mean, I played soccer when I was like 6, if that counts for anything. I am in band. The other night, or yesterday, we had this thing called Band Bounce, and it's like the band has a variety show after we play a concert, right? So we did that, and then I was told that if I wanted to go up and get a free, like, pass up to the balcony, we have a really big auditorium, it's very nice, but if I wanted to get up there, in order to watch the show with the rest of the band members, I had to stay in my uniform, which I wasn't gonna do. Like, holy shit, I just played through a whole concert, I am very, very, very sweaty, I am not gonna sit there and just, like, sweat half to death in order to watch, like, maybe 8 good people and who knows what else do their little skits, right? Like, these are a bunch of high schoolers. I don't even know what it would be, but either way, I'm not gonna do that, even if I do kind of want to go and see it. So instead, I sat behind the, not behind, but I sat in the band room where everybody else who's in the variety show and some of the people are who are in the band were sitting, and like my friend Ashton was there and all that shit. It was pretty cool. And I was starving half to death. This whole story is actually one big shout out to my friend Andrew, who gave me like 7 Smucker's sandwiches. Very good sandwiches. Peanut butter and jelly. I used to have them all the time at my like babysitters when I was maybe 10. Yes, I went to the babysitters when I was 10. What, are you gonna tell me I'm a nerd? I'm not gonna cry. I'm not even sure what I'm making anymore. Like, what the fuck is this? Is this a girl? Is it a monster? Is this hair? Can I draw? Thanks. Let's see. More questions that might be asked. In case I haven't already said it, I live in Michigan, so like half the year it feels like your face is gonna fall off because it's so cold, and then the other half of the year it's not as cold. That's pretty much the difference we have here. It's like you either get 70 or you get like 0. So, I mean, don't come to Michigan if you don't want to not feel your face. It's just, you know. I mean, I like it alright though. I kind of like the days when it's like all snowy and icy, and it's like, hey, not many people aside from us get to see that shit, you know? That's kind of cool. And then I remember that they also don't feel the bitter pain that we get every winter. And the, you know, actually being snowed in, they don't get that. And we don't often, but we do get that sometimes, and it's always a constant fear in Michigan in the winter, you know. It's like, frack. I don't want to deal with that. But also, we might not have school, but I don't know. I read a lot of books, if by books you mean like shit posts on Facebook, and Mark Twain. It's a combination of both. I have two families. That's something to talk about. One of them is in Atlanta, and I was born in Tennessee, and then, like, my dad or mom just decided, hey, nah. And then my mom took me and moved to Michigan from Tennessee. Then she met my other dad, and then they had a kid, and now I have a brother. So that's kind of cool, I guess. And there was this kid across the street who, his name was Evan, and we're still friends today, so that's also kind of cool, and that happened when we moved to Michigan. There's also this autistic kid named Garrett, but hey, he's real cool. I don't really draw on paper all that often anymore because it's so much easier to just do this on digital stuff and you don't have to use up any resources or like pens and pencils. You don't have to have that. You just have this shit and then you're good for like everything. It's literally every tool you can imagine. So plus you can do things on here that you wouldn't be able to with pencil and pen and paper. At least not by normal means. Like, you can't smear pen on a piece of paper if it's not like a very special kind of pen and it's not like, you know, is special. But you can totally do that here. Like, you can smudge it all over and you can do shit like, hey, I think that nose is not, like, put the right way. I'll just smear that shit, and hey, it'll look pretty cool. See? Good stuff. I don't really know what else to talk about, so I guess for an intro video being like 30 minutes or maybe an hour is pretty good. I'm gonna end this here. My name is Adrian Stadler, and I'll see anybody who is listening later. I would end it there, but I gotta leave an awkward ending, you know?